Good morning and welcome to New Mexico Rising, your go-to lifestyle show for everything happening right now across the state. I'm Kayla, and this week we've got this.
So we're reading thousands of books a year across categories like fiction, mystery, romance, nonfiction, memoir, and every month picking our favorite books of the month.
I think honestly one of the biggest reasons is temperature. You know, as somebody who runs hot naturally, I can tell you firsthand that when your sleep environment is too warm, that's when you're going to get that more restless.
While most Americans know hydration is important, there is a hydration gap. Less than half of us actually feel hydrated daily.
This time of year can be tricky. So dads tend to have everything they need, and grads tend to need everything. So my advice is to really focus less on the gift and focus more on the person that you're shopping for.
All that and more right here on New Mexico Rising.
Have you ever wondered what it takes to turn a classic story into something that feels fresh for a new generation? A Woman of Substance tells a story of Emma Hart, a woman who rises from humble beginnings to become one of the most powerful business figures of the 20th century. So joining us today are Jessica Reynolds and Brenda Blethyn, who play Emma at different stages of her remarkable life. Welcome to the show, you two. How are you?
Yeah,
good, thank you.
All right, so for viewers who may not know the story, what is it about Emma Hart that has made a Woman of Substance such an enduring character for generations?
Well, it's a wonderful story of rags to riches, really, in a nutshell. A woman who rises from poverty against all the odds to become the richest woman in the world. And she's driven by a sense of justice and to get revenge on people who did her wrong.
What she said.
And Jessica, we first meet Emma as a young woman with enormous ambition. What drew you to her, and what was the biggest challenge in bringing that version of Emma to life?
I think it's just such an inspiring story, and to have a period piece that is also from a working class woman's perspective is quite rare, and to see her kind of grow and evolve into this larger than life version of herself, you know, like I can't imagine her ambitions were to be the richest woman in the world, but it happened for her. And I think that's because of the traumatic background and the difficult background that she comes from, and it just shows the strength of those communities and people from those backgrounds. So that was very alluring, yeah.
And Brenda, you play Emma after she's built this incredible empire. What do you enjoy most about stepping into such an iconic role?
The costumes. The makeup. After playing DCI Vera Stanhope for 14 years, it's quite nice to get out of the Mac and the hat and the grotty old house she lived in. But she's such an iconic character, and some people would say not particularly sympathetic. I often play sympathetic characters, so this was a bit of a diversion for me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Even though you two are playing the same character at different ages, what conversations did the two of you have to make sure Emma felt like the same person throughout her journey?
Zero.
Okay.
I think like that there's such a distance between them, not only in age, but also in experience. Like, I think one of the biggest points is that she becomes a completely different person, and it's up for the audience to decide whether that's for the better or not.
And Emma refuses to accept the limitations society places on her. Why do you think her story still resonates with audiences today?
Because there's still a bit of a discrepancy between, equal wages between men and women. I bet a female engineer doesn't get as much as a male engineer, and in lots of professions there's not equality, and there should be.
Hey, I want to thank you two for joining me today. A Woman of Substance is now available on BritBox. For more information and to learn more about the series, visit BritBox.com. Jessica, Brenda, I really want to thank you two for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ever wonder what happens when family, business, and real life all collide in front of a television audience? The latest season of the McBee Dynasty follows one family as they deal with major challenges on the farm, growing families, and some big decisions about the future. Joining us today are Cole McBee and Kacie Atkinson from Bravo's The McBee Dynasty, Real American Cowboys. Welcome to the show, you two. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you for having us on today.
All right, for people who may have just been discovering the show, what have surprised viewers most about life on the farm and everything your family is pretty much juggling?
Oh, I would say for my family specifically, it's probably about how much drama we have on this show. I mean, we're 4 brothers, and the amount of drama is absolutely insane. But also, last few years has been probably the toughest years of our life. We've been going through the most problems, and obviously my dad's situation has been a really tough year. So just get to see us in our toughest time, I'd say.
And Cole, this season shows you balancing fatherhood, family responsibilities, and the future of the business. What has that experience been like for you personally?
It's definitely been it's been a lot. It's been a lot of weight on my shoulders, but I definitely would not be able to get through it and be able to do this without Kacie, without Blair, without my family. They're the reason. They're my reason every day, and they're the reason I get up and the reason I'm able to keep going, I guess, and keep pushing through and deal with all the stuff and deal with all the problems while doing this. And just because I want to give my family, I want to give my kid and my future kid a better life. And I guess, I don't know, that's just how we keep going and get through all these problems, is we do it for each other and for our family.
And Kacie, you're raising a young family while also growing your own business. What have you learned about balancing those two worlds?
It's not easy. And whenever you commit to something like a business, you have to go full in. And I was trying at first to do it out of my kitchen. And then we realized, you know what, that's not going to work. I can't run a business out of my home with my little baby running around. But my child is also my reason behind my business. And I want to just have a successful business and just provide a certain type of lifestyle for her. So, yeah.
And one thing that stands out about the series is that viewers get to see both the business side and your personal side of your lives. Was there a moment this season that was especially difficult or maybe even rewarding to share on camera?
Obviously, with my dad's situation, I mean, we filmed the day of, the day before, the day after. We filmed every single day through that week. And watching your dad get sentenced to prison, which I know people have gone through this and gone through much worse, but it's not fun to go through. It's not easy to go through. It's something that's pretty tough. So that would be, I don't think that would be too much fun to watch back just because we're moving on from that and we've been moving on from that. But I still think that's pretty, that's a lot for a family to put out there, and we definitely put it all out there. So I just hope people, show some respect to the fact that we're going through the toughest part of our life, and we just wanted to put it all out there for people to see. And when we started this show years ago, that was the one thing we all agreed on. We're like, hey, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it. We're going to put it all out there. We're going to show 100% of everything. We're going to be authentic. And that's exactly what we've been. Probably shown a little too much. Probably should have calmed down a little bit in the past seasons or not been so authentic. But that's just who we are, and we're just an open book. So we put it all out there, and we'll just see how it goes.
Also, with so much changing for the family, what do you hope viewers take away from the season of the McBee Dynasty?
All right. I would say, I just hope people see, I've been saying this a lot, but to see a family that was going through a tough issue and going through problems, but they stuck together and they grew closer. They got closer as they've ever been in their whole life. And that was the only reason they were able to get through it, was that no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what people were saying about us, no matter what Facebook was saying, we kept our nose to the grind, and we stuck together as a family, and we're getting through this. And I guess what I would want people to know.
All right, if anybody at home would like to catch up on everything happening with the McBee family, you can watch the McBee Dynasty, Real American Cowboys on Bravo, with episodes also available on Peacock. Cole, Kacie, I really want to thank you two for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Most of us don't spend much time thinking about the soil beneath our feet, but a new documentary argues it may play a bigger role in our future than we realize. Groundswell follows farmers, scientists, and communities around the world who are using regenerative agriculture to restore soil, improve food systems, and tackle some major environmental challenges. Joining us are the film's directors Josh Tickell and Rebecca Harrell Tickell. Welcome to the show, you two. How are you?
Thanks. Great. Thanks for having us.
All right, so for the viewers who haven't seen Groundswell yet, what is the big idea behind the movie and what drew you to tell this story?
Well, Groundswell is a story of healing the planet, healing our soil and healing our bodies. So really, this is a film that's for everybody. It's a family film. It's a friendly film. It's got Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson. And if you're interested in a positive, good news story that results in better health for you and your family, this documentary is a no-brainer. You got to watch it.
And the documentary, it travels across several continents and highlights a wide range of communities. What were some of the most surprising or inspiring examples that you encountered along the way?
We traveled with our 8 and 10-year-old kids as well, and we started at a refugee settlement in northern Uganda where people who survived war were building food forests and regenerating a desert. And we traveled the whole world with them, and we saw through the lens of young people this movement that really is going to stabilize the climate, and the pioneers and leaders who are using these innovative practices, which are really based on indigenous practices, to not only heal their bodies, stabilize their microclimate, but also make a profit, because regenerative agriculture is profitable for the farmer.
So one of the film's central themes, you said, is regenerative agriculture. What does that mean in practical terms, and why do you believe it's gaining momentum around the world?
This is the natural evolution of our farming. You know, we hear a lot about, especially in the investment community, about ag tech and fintech. Well, you know, we've got 1 billion people that don't have access to enough food on the planet. So what if we found a way to grow more food for more people and heal the earth? That's what regenerative agriculture is. And that's what Groundswell shows us. So, wow, a movie could show us how to close this food gap that we see globally and heal the planet. Yes, the good news is it's true and it's fun to watch, which is why we're here to get people excited about watching this movie, Groundswell.
And the film focuses on solutions and examples of progress. Were there any stories or people featured in Groundswell that changed the way you personally think about the future?
Yes. I mean, when we went to Kenya, when we were, again, with our kids, we saw how especially women are embracing these regenerative practices and rising up within their communities and becoming very valued members of their societies through healing the land. We're natural caregivers. And when we were in Kenya, we discovered that this group of Samburu women were using the milk from their goats to feed baby elephants, which had been basically brought to extinction in northern Kenya through poaching. And through regenerating and healing these baby elephants and bringing the elephant population back, they're able to save the grasslands in northern Kenya and bring back gentle rains. This is the importance of the symbiosis in nature of having animals and practicing regeneratively and keeping life in our fields instead of spraying them to death with chemicals and pesticides. When you have life, everything flourishes, everything blooms. And that's what we saw was happening in northern Kenya when they brought back the elephants.
Groundswell is available now for Prime Video. For more information about the film and regenerative agriculture moment it explores, viewers can visit Prime Video and learn more about the documentary. I want to thank you two for joining me today.
Thank you for
having us.
Hot summer nights can make it hard to get a good night's sleep. The good news is that a few small changes in the bedroom may help. Joining us today is lifestyle contributor Justine Santaniello with some easy tips for creating a cooler and more comfortable sleep space. Welcome, Justine.
Thanks for having me.
Why do so many people struggle with sleep during the summer?
Yeah, I think honestly, one of the biggest reasons is temperature. You know, as somebody who runs hot naturally, I can tell you firsthand that when your sleep environment is too warm, that's when you're going to get that more restless, fragmented sleep. So it's super important for all of us to create a space that makes our bodies feel calm and cool. That's what's essential for not just falling asleep, but staying asleep.
And what are some easy ways to make a bedroom feel cooler and more relaxing?
Yeah, small stuff. So, you know, blackout curtains, soft lighting, maybe like an Edison bulb, less physical clutter in your space, really good airflow, and breathable bedding is really key. So recently I switched over my bed to the Bedshore Pure Woven, organically grown bamboo viscose sheets. It has made such a difference. It's so light and breathable. And that really has become like a secret weapon for me in these hotter months.
How can bedding materials affect how comfortable we are while we sleep?
Yeah, so material actually makes a huge difference. Not all fabrics are created the same and behave the same when it comes to heat and moisture and airflow. That's why you really want to look for materials that are breathable and moisture wicking, right? Especially in the summertime. So the sheets that I have on my bed now, they're made from bamboo derived materials that are already just naturally lightweight and designed to promote airflow. Now, also, if you guys are using, let's say, a traditional comforter, I would suggest switching that to a duvet. So right here, I have the Bedshore duvet cover set mixed with their sheets. It really has significantly changed how my bed physically feels.
And what else should people look for when updating their sleep space for the summer?
I always say look for breathability, softness, simplicity, right? And you want to choose bedding that feels to the touch light, something that supports airflow, something that helps your body maintain that comfortable temperature overnight to help us get that 7 to 9 hours that are recommended. So the Bedshore Pure Woven Bamboo Collection is really an amazing choice. It's smoother, it has that more breathable feeling for us, and the collection has everything that you guys need: sheets, pillowcases, duvet covers, you name it, and they all work together to create that better environment.
And where can our viewers go for more information?
So really easy. If you guys go to Amazon and search Bedshore's Pure Woven Bamboo Collection, you'll see everything there that's available, and make sure that you're checking back next week for Amazon Prime Day to take advantage of those deals.
Justine, I'm hitting up Amazon now. Thank you so much for the information and joining us today.
Of course. Thank you.
Looking for your next great summer read? Every year, Amazon's editors read thousands of books to help readers find the stories that really stand out. Joining us today is Abell, a senior editor on the Amazon's editorial team, to share some of the best books of 2026 so far and what's trending in the world of reading. Welcome, Abby.
Thanks so much for having me.
Abby, what are some of the hottest books on Amazon's best books of 2026 so far list?
Absolutely. So our number one pick for best book of the year so far is Kin by Tayari Jones. This was a unanimous decision by our team, which does not always happen. Sometimes there can be a lot more debate, but we all just loved this story. So it's historical fiction set in the South in the 1950s about two friends since the cradle, Annie and Nisi, who have both lost their mothers. And it is this tender, at times funny, heartbreaking coming-of-age story about how we're shaped by the absences in our lives, but also about the people that we choose to make our family. And it is just beautifully written and a book that we think that everybody should read. And then on the flip side, for number two, for our nonfiction fans, we have London Falling by Patrick Radden Keefe. I am not normally a big nonfiction reader. I could not stop listening to this story. So this is about a young man who jumps in the Thames River in London, and his parents are searching for answers. And what they and the author uncover is this underbelly of foreign money and crime and this dubious cast of characters that their son got involved with. And reading it felt like watching a movie. I could not believe that it was a true story. And then number three, which is a book you may have heard about, everybody's talking about, it's Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke. It's a psychological thriller. It's about this trad wife influencer who is promoting her idyllic lifestyle to her 8 million followers when suddenly she wakes up and it's the 1800s and she has no idea how she got there. And to say too much about this one is to really spoil the fun, which I won't do, but it will shock you. It will challenge you. It's a great book club pick and a really great summer binge.
All three of those sound very, very interesting. How does the editorial team decide which books make the list?
Yeah, so we are reading thousands of books a year across categories like fiction, mystery, romance, nonfiction, memoir, and every month picking our favorite books of the month. And then we take this moment in June to reflect back on the books that have really stayed with us and the books that we want to share with readers the most. And we really want to offer a list that has a book for every type of reader, no matter the genre, no matter if you read one book a year or 50, we want you to find something to read on this list.
And what makes the Amazon's best books list different from other summer reading lists?
Absolutely. So I think it's one that we really want this list to have something for every reader. So whether you like romance or mystery thriller or highbrow literary fiction or nonfiction, you're going to find a book on this list. And also we have top 20 lists by category. So if you're a diehard romance reader or romantasy or nonfiction or history, we have top 20 lists by category as well. So it's really a choose your own adventure. and really any type of reader can find a book they're going to love.
And what are some of the biggest book trends you're seeing right now?
Absolutely. It's really two sides of the same coin. So on the one hand, there's a lot about our online lives and being on social media and how we're shaped by that, for better or worse. And then the flip side of that is unplugging from all of that and getting back to nature. There's a great book on the list called Crux. It's a fiction story about two friends that revolves around rock climbing. And it was this incredible breath of fresh air away from that online world that I loved so much. So we're really seeing both sides of that.
And when it comes to hidden gems and viral favorites, what books are really worth the hype?
Absolutely. So Yesteryear, which I already talked about, buzzy, worth the hype. Strangers, which is number 4 on our list. It's a memoir that came out in January. Everybody is still talking about it. Very much worth the hype. It is about the implosion of this woman's marriage and the aftermath, and just, it is jaw-dropping and unputdownable. And then for hidden gems, so we have an entire category dedicated to debut authors, which is one of my favorite categories. And number 5 on our list is Night Objects by debut author Eli Raphael. And it's a mystery and coming of age story about a teenage girl who suffers this loss and then gets sent to this elite boarding school where she gets pulled into this dangerous world of privilege. There's murder. It's beautiful writing and really captivating.
And where can our viewers go for more information and see the full list?
Absolutely. So they can go to amazon.com/best book so far for our top 20 list, and then all of those category lists that I talked about as well.
Abby, it was a great pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Summer is such a fun time for family vacations, backyard gatherings, and making memories, but it can also get pretty busy. Joining us with some simple ways to make this season a little easier is lifestyle and travel expert Julie Lofretti. Julie, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Travel is a huge part of summer. What are some of your favorite travel essentials this year?
Yeah, well, the big thing is keeping it simple, having a plan, and hydration is often overlooked when we're on the go. A recent report from Liquid IV found that while most Americans know hydration is important, there is a hydration gap. Less than half of us actually feel hydrated daily. That's why I'm loving Liquid IV's new Hydration Multiplier Sugar-Free Ring Pop Cherry. It combines the nostalgic flavor with Live Hydroscience. That's Liquid IV's science-backed hydration formula to hydrate faster than water alone. It makes for really a great option for road trips or flights, those busy summer adventures.
Parents are juggling a lot during the summer months. How can they make mealtime easier?
Well, having a few easy meals in your back pocket means less time kind of stressing out about dinner, more time enjoying summer together. A new survey from Board and Cheese found that parents are really craving simplicity more than ever during summer break, which is why I'm a big fan of having just a few family-friendly recipes you can rely on. Board and individually wrapped singles make it easy to create simple and fun recipes like pizza grilled cheese sandwiches or Juicy Lucy cheeseburger sliders that both the kids and the grown-ups enjoy. You can find simple recipes at boardandcheese.com/simple summer fun.
What's your advice for making the most of the season without feeling overwhelmed?
Yeah, well, in my household, our summer calendar is already packed. I have 2 active kids. We've got a lot of beach days planned. So really staying organized, having those go-to recipes, staying hydrated, and keeping things, really simple can help take kind of the stress off the day.
Great advice, Julie. Where can our viewers go for more information? One more time.
Well, you can head to liquid-iv.com. You can also follow Borden_cheese on Instagram. They've got some great weekly summer giveaways going on right now.
Julie, it was great having you on the show this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much. Have a great summer.
Father's Day may be over, but graduation season is still wrapping up, and lots of people are realizing the most memorable gifts aren't always the ones that come in a box. More families are choosing experiences, practical services, and personalized ideas that actually fit someone's life. Joining us today is Lindsay Roberts, gifting expert and founder of the Gift Insider, with some of the biggest gift-giving trends that she is seeing this year. Welcome to the show, Lindsay. How are you?
Hi, Dan. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
And we got our dads and grads. You know, finding the right gift can feel harder than it should. Why do dads and grads seem to be two of the toughest people to shop for?
This time of year can be tricky. So dads tend to have everything they need, and grads tend to need everything. So my advice is to really focus less on the gift and focus more on the person that you're shopping for. So think about their hobbies, their interests, their personalities, and go from there when you're choosing your gift. And when in doubt, go for a sentimental gift. So those personal and thoughtful gifts are always a win for both dads and for grads.
And for somebody who's still looking for ideas, what's making the shopping process easier for consumers this year?
It is always helpful to make online shopping easier. That's where Pays comes in. So Pays is from the company behind Zelle. And it's a really simple online checkout solution that helps you pay quickly with added security because your full card number isn't shared with merchants. So you can use it at popular sites like Domino's, Dunkin', Wendy's, Fanatics, 1-800-Flowers. And even better, now through September 10th, shoppers can earn up to $100 in statement credits on each card in their Pays wallet at eligible merchants. You can visit pays.com/offers to learn more on that too.
You mentioned practical gifts are having a moment. What's an example of something dads are genuinely excited to receive right now?
We all know dads love their lawns and want their lawns looking beautiful, but maybe don't want to spend every weekend working on them, right? So that's where True Green comes in. So the experts at True Green will create a customized plan for your yard, from fertilization to pest protection to keep grass healthy and green. And True Green really helps take the guesswork out of lawn care. So dad can spend more time enjoying his yard and have that golf course quality lawn of his dreams. Plus, right now, new customers can receive 50% off through June 23rd, while existing customers can take advantage of the referral program and get a $100 gift card of choice. So it's a win-win.
We're also seeing more people give experiences instead of traditional presents. What's a standout idea that can really make an impression on a dad or a graduate?
We love the idea of experience gifts for dads, grads, anyone you're shopping for throughout the year. They're super memorable. It creates an experience together. We love the idea of doing something together, especially if it's for dad, a Father-Son Day, travel. There's so many awesome subscription boxes right now based on their hobbies. You can have them do a bucket list experience, tickets to a game. There's really fun food and drink tours. Maybe dad wants to go on a whiskey tasting tour. But there's really fun, thoughtful gifts that show that you paid attention to what matters to them. And those are really a lot of times the things that make the biggest impact and create lasting memories.
Before we let you go, what are a few other gift trends or recommendations you're seeing that families may not have considered?
We love DIY handmade gifts for dads, but also for grads. You can make a custom photo book. You can do a framed family recipe, maybe make a video montage, family keepsakes all in a sweet box. Anything handmade from kids to dad is always a win, but there's really creative ways to do it for grads as well. And kind of no matter what the price tag is on that, you know, you can make that work for any price range. And those personal gifts really are often the ones that become the gifts that they treasure the most.
All right, where can people go for more information and maybe more gift inspirations?
So you can go to tipsontv.com for everything we chatted about today. You can also check out my website, thegiftinsider.com, and at thegiftinsider on Instagram and social media.
Lindsay, I really want to thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. Have an awesome summer.
And that's going to do it for this week's episode of New Mexico Rising. Thanks so much for being here with us today. Be sure to check out our website at newmexicorising.com, follow us on social media at New Mexico Rising, and head over to YouTube at NM Rising to catch anything you might have missed. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week on New Mexico Rising.